a few things that you said there in that comment there, Wyatt, was that Trae Young is kind of the new face of the NBA. Not trying to take any away from Luka. Once LeBron James retires and then the whole James Harden, KD thing all passes, who is going to be the new face of the NBA?
That's such a tough question. I think Trae is a candidate for it. I think Luka's a candidate for it. I think Giannis is a candidate for it. But honestly, the league kind of flourishes with guys who can drive to the basket really well and hit shots inside, big time scores. And I think Zion is one of those guys too that's going to be highly considered. Jason Tatum. But if I had to choose one, I know I just said it, but I like Luka a lot. I think Luka is great. I think everything he does is awesome. His style of play is perfect. Like I said, not trying to take anything away from Booker or Young or Giannis or Zion, Jason, none of those guys. But Luka does some incredible things, and he's got a really good ownership and front office around him that will put key pieces behind him. So I think Luka is a really good candidate for it. If I had to put money on it, I think Luka is probably who I would put it on. Yeah.
Tori, are you following that suit?
So I'm going to tell why he's right and he's wrong again here. You're wrong on the fact that Trae Young is in the consideration. He's not going to be in consideration because he plays in Atlanta. And a smaller market, not going to happen. It's the reason why Booker gets no run. We all know Booker's a great player, but it's because of the market he plays in. And I think going forward, when LeBron's gone and you're looking for that new face, it's going to be Luka and Giannis. And most of that has to do with the globalization of the game of basketball. And those are two faces that are worldwide recognized and loved.
Slovenia and Greece.
Right. So why would the NBA not capitalize on that to continue building that momentum, to continue building that pipeline of European players over to the NBA? Because if you ask me, that influx of European players has made the NBA a much, much better game. Because these are guys that are fundamentally sound, that they know how they've grew up playing the FIBA way. So they've grew up in a different set of rules, like where if you took 3 steps, you would actually get called for traveling. It's just a whole different thing where there's an emphasis on free throws and making your free throws. My basketball coach, when I played basketball, he said free throws are the least sexiest thing, but they're the most important part of this game because Absolutely. You can score a ton of points off of that. They said, so, if you're not a good free throw shooter, you're probably doing more harm to our team than you're doing good. So
I can even back you up on that one. I can tell you from traveling the state of Indiana, where high school and even college basketball is, just put on the highest of high pedestals, almost next to God, honestly. I can tell you right now that 90% of the time, if a team loses, if it was a close game and the team loses, the losing team most likely 90% of the time had an issue with free throws. I can tell you that from experience of calling hundreds of games at the high school level where free throw shooting is just put way up. They love it. It's part of the game. It's the biggest part of the game. And I can tell you from calling and watching all those games, every single close game, every single one is pretty much decided on free throws.
Okay, so you guys gave me a couple names about that are going to be the names that will be the new faces of the NBA. But let's say if Devin Booker or Trae Young go to LA, do they become the face of the NBA to Tori?
Yeah, because of the marketing. The marketing will write itself for one of those players. And do I think one of them ends up there? 100% I do, because it's the Lakers. They will always be able to chase a star because they offer not only the chance to be, quote unquote, a Laker guy, they get the chance to expose themselves to all the different marketing and all the endorsement deals that they can get that they might not get in a smaller market. And there again, it depends on the player. Like Giannis. Giannis has all all the marketing deals that he could ever want because of the globalization of the game. He's a worldwide known name because he is from Greece. So it's a little bit different. If Trey was maybe a European-born player, we're having a different conversation. But he is an American-born player. So therefore, he probably, in order to be considered the face, would have to go to the Knicks, or he would have to go to the Lakers, or he may have to go to like a Dallas. He's going to have to go to a major marketing city. And that's just the way it is. For whatever reason, I don't agree with it, especially with today's day and age of like basically soft caps and the exposure that all teams have. But they are still just considered a small market. You know as well as I do, there are just certain teams that don't get the run that they should. And Atlanta is one of those teams, partly because they're a young team, but partly because of the market they play in.
All right, Wyatt, we have 1 minute. Does Trey or Devin Booker become the face of the league if they go to LA?
Absolutely, and my reasoning is because of this. There are 3 teams all time that every single face of the league has played for. They've either played for the Los Angeles Lakers, the Chicago Bulls, or the Boston Celtics. And it's just that simple. When you go to the major marketing cities and you become one of those guys, absolutely, they would become the face of the league. Every face of the league has played for at least one of those 3 teams.
All right, you